Massive cyber attacks today on gas stations. Now, let me know your thoughts on this as we dive into the details. I'd love to get your opinion as differing news outlets coming out saying different things. Take a look. Here's the latest coming out from the United States. Israel-linked hackers. So they're saying Israel has done a cyber attack that has hit 70% of Iran's gas stations. This just coming out today, as I mentioned, breaking news, but the rest of the world reporting something different. Take a look at this. Iran's fuel supply was cut by the United States. Israel cyber attack, oil minister says. Iran says that it suffered a cyber attack by Israel and the United States that disrupted fuel distributions across 60% of the petrol stations on Monday today. So what we're hearing in the United States is that an Israeli cyber attack took place on Iran, but the rest of the world, Europe, the Middle East, other parts of the world saying that this was a cyber attack. They're blaming it on the United States and Israel. Now, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that the United States did this? And if so, why are our news media outlets not reporting on it? Does that mean there's going to be retaliation by Iran on the United States for what has taken place today? Well, take a look at this. We'd already received word, and I've been sharing with you over the past month, that the United States, they're warning terrifying hacks on critical infrastructure systems. They are already here. We've heard this warning from the FBI, from Iran, but in addition to that, we've also heard China come out and take ownership of compromising infrastructure systems in the U.S., at least 24 different ones that we know of, and they're saying that America is not ready for this. Take a look. China-affiliated hackers hit critical U.S. infrastructure. Computer systems for water, power, communications, and transportation bodies have been affected, and these warnings have been coming out from the FBI for well over a month now. U.S. officials hold their breath for an Iranian cyber attack. Critical infrastructure owners and operators are stepping up security as the United States government keeps a close eye on evolving threats from Tehran in cyberspace. And you can see just this month, U.S. Israel warned of Iranian-linked cyber attacks on water systems. So making sure that you guys know the latest so that way we can make preparation for ourselves and our families. So let me get you caught up as to what unfolded today, the breaking news on these cyber attacks against gas stations in Iran, and also a word from today's video sponsor that I think can help you out as well. But before we dive right in, do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash that like button for me. Just takes a second, helps out the channel a ton. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll keep you up to speed on everything. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so let's do this. First, let's take a look at what's being reported in the US, and then let's take a look at what's being reported in the rest of the world. But first, a word from today's video sponsor, Incogni. Now, I used to get robocalls and random spam emails all the time, and I had no idea why. Incogni helped me to realize that my data was actually being sold online, and I had no idea. When I'd sign up for certain things, they would take my name, my address, my birthday, my email, my phone number, all of my data. They would take it and they would sell it online from online data brokers. Now, Incogni actually did a data search for me and discovered that there were over 100 different companies out there selling my data online. Now, these companies will stop selling your data, but only if you request that your name be taken off the list. Now, the problem with that, as I mentioned, if you're doing this on your own, is that there are literally hundreds of companies doing this. However, that is where Incogni comes in. You have a painless process where you insert your information and then they take it from there. They reach out to all the companies online with your data and request that your name is taken off the list. You literally don't have to do anything except for sit back and watch the live updates roll in as companies start taking your name off of their data lists. And since signing up, I've received no random calls from my friend Spam Likely. So sign up today using the link I've got in the description below, and the first 100 people to use code SteveRam will get 60% off of Incogni. And again, thank you to today's video sponsor, Incogni. Alright, so link in the description below to this article that came out from CNBC that says Israel-linked hackers claim cyber attack that hit 70% of Iran's gas stations. Now, the article says that a hacking group widely reported as being linked to Israel has taken responsibility for a cyber attack that knocks out the majority of gas stations across Iran, leading to a long line of cars and angry crowds. Now, take a look at this first sentence. It says a hacking group widely reported as being linked to Israel. So they're not confirming or denying the source. Iranian state TV cited the country's oil minister Javad Aji, saying that the outside interference was a possible cause after 70% of Iran's gas stations were hit by service disruptions, according to Reuters. A group called Ganjeshki Durante, meaning predatory sparrow in Persian, claimed it was behind the attack in a post on social media site X. We carried out another cyber attack today, taking out a majority of the gas pumps throughout Iran. This cyber attack comes in response to the aggression of the Islamic Republic and its proxies in the region. Now, addressing Iran's leader, the group said that playing with fire has a price. The hacker group appears keen on emphasizing its efforts to minimize harming ordinary people. As in our previous operations, the cyber attack was conducted in a controlled manner while taking measures to limit potential damage to emergency services. We delivered warnings to emergency services across the country before the operations began and ensured a portion of the gas stations across the country were left unharmed for the same reason, despite our access and capability to completely disrupt their operations. So they're saying they could have taken down every single gas station in the country. Now, they claim the responsibility for the previous cyber attack in Iran, including on one of the country's major steel companies in June of 2022. That attack allegedly started a serious fire in one of the steel factories, with the group sharing CCTV footage of the incident. The plant's CEO said that no one was hurt at the time. During that attack, the hacker group released what it said were top secret documents that provided evidence of these companies' affiliation with the IRGC, Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps. It also stressed the measures were taken to avoid harm to civilians. These companies are subject to international sanctions and continue their operations despite the restrictions. These cyber attacks are being carried out carefully to protect innocent individuals, they wrote in a Telegram post at the time. As for the Monday hit to Iran's gas stations, the country's civil defense agency said an investigation was underway and that it was still examining all possible causes of the disruption. Let me know your thoughts. Israel media has covered the alleged attack, but Israel's government has not commented on it. Now, here is what's being reported in France. Iran fuel supply cut by U.S. Israel cyber attack, oil minister says. Some gas stations across the country suffered a cyber attack and fuel distribution stopped. Aji blamed the attacks on the external powers, saying that since the Zionist enemy, Israel, and the United States suffered blows in other fronts, they sought to create this trouble. Now, Deputy Oil Minister Jalil Salari earlier had said that there were problems with the cards that Iranians used to buy subsidy petrol. Iran, a major oil producer, has among the cheapest petrol in the world, with a card that allows Iranians to buy up to 60 liters per month at a subsidy rate of 15,000 rials, around 3 cents per liter. Following the system failure, petrol stations disconnected the online systems, and the fuel was being supplied offline, Salari said. Monday's disruptions caused long car queues outside of some stations in Tehran, while others were completely shuttered. Iran's president called for an investigation and urged immediate measures to resolve the crisis. Authorities formed a crisis committee, and Salari expressed hopes that the system would be fixed within a few hours. Iran suffered a similar week-long disruption in October of 2021, which officials blamed on the unprecedented cyber attack by outside actors. Iran's economy has been battered by internal mismanagement and external pressures. Now, the government has accused their arch-enemy Israel for these attacks. The U.S. and Israel have accused Iran of orchestrating attacks against allied forces and ships in the region as well. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Was the United States involved in this? And if they were, why is it not being reported in our news media outlets that our cyber attack groups have hit those in the Middle East? Let me know your thoughts. Now, in addition to that, we've also heard that China, as I mentioned, has said that they could potentially unleash cyber attacks against the United States infrastructure systems. Now, we know of 24 different systems that they said that they could potentially hit, and those ones we have details on is the Texas electrical grid, the West Coast ports of the United States, and also Hawaii water systems. Now, they're saying there's several others that have been compromised, and there could be more that we don't even know of. Now, to get the latest information on that, be sure to check out this video right here next, as I covered it in detail for you, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date as more information rolls out. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. That is the latest coming out today, and I'll catch you in the next video. And again, thank you to today's video sponsor. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.